Welcome to the Infinite Renewal. 4 brand new stages await our 100 daring Spartans. Smokey is through the compass cross and onto the spider swing. Smokey comes up short of the first window! Can Joey get it just right? He goes for it! Joey comes up short of the 4th ledge! Can Fireball make the second corner wrap just like he did for the first? It's such a tough jump. He goes for it. Fireball misses the second corner wrap. Today, 100 of the UNSC's bravest Spartans will take on the 4 stages of Mount Midoriyama. Among this field of 100 includes Smoky Massacre, Fireball, Joey Davis, Hunter Unit 751, as well as someone who hasn't competed in 6 years. Our competitors are hoping to go all the way to achieving total victory and avenge those who fell in the previous tournament's renewal. Does anyone have what it takes to overcome this monumental challenge, or will all 100 drown in the murky waters once again? For the 27th time, this is the ultimate survival attack, Spartan Sasuke! Our 100 Spartans are ready to go here on the first stage of Tournament 27. 9 obstacles stand in the way of our competitors and the landmine to advance. How will our competitors do? We are about to find out as our first competitor is ready to go. It is the newcomer Smoke Tanks. He is a self-described fan of Smoky Massacre and Go Tanks. Been waiting a long time to compete. He'll have 105 seconds to complete the first stage. And he's off onto our new obstacle, the Math Wizard. Gotta hop across the math signs, which Smoke Tates has done nicely. And now for the Flying Swords, which took out the most amount of competitors last tournament. Taking a bit of time going into the second set. Smoke Tates overshoots the second set and is unable to complete the Flying Swords. And now we have Zeta. A lot of Zetas. Under 5 seconds beginning on the Math Wizard. Zeta quickly through the first obstacle. Can he get through the Flying Swords? Unlike Smoke Tanks, they'll go straight for that last set. And Zeta will be the first to attempt the rolling hurdle since Tournament 22. Gotta get this ball rolling in. You gotta jump over the hurdle. Have a bit of trouble getting this ball moving. You might want to shoot it to get it moving here. It's not like the Halo 5 balls. These balls are a lot different here on Halo Infinite, and Zeta is having a lot of trouble getting this moving. Finally shoots his pistol, and he's gonna touch the track and fall in the water. Now we have Pink Beretta 1. They're a newcomer in the row. How will Pink Beretta do here on Tournament 27? Another smooth run for the Math Wizards. Taking a bit of time for these Flying Swords. This is a pretty tough obstacle. Can Pink Beretta get through it? Yes, he can. Pink Beretta onto the rolling hurdle. Can he be the first to solve this? Getting that ball moving, goes over the hurdle and is unable to catch back onto the ball. And Pink Beretta is out. Now we have our first returning competitor. This is Fun Monkey, formerly known as Assassin Man. We last saw Fun Monkey in Tournament 24, where he failed the very first obstacle. Hopefully he won't fail the Math Wizard. Fun Monkey, he is going to get through with a little bit of lag going into the Flying Swords. A lot of lag, actually. Oh my goodness. Fun Monkey onto the rolling hurdle. This lag could be a detriment here on this third obstacle with this rolling ball. Fun Monkey is going to get through the rolling hurdle, however. and he'll be the first to attempt the skyhooks this tournament, and now has a trampoline instead of a ramp. Unlike the last tournament, gets into that first one. Now looking to the second one, the rings are a little larger, and Fun Monkey is going to come up short of the second hook. And now we got a Mongoose intro here, and the Mongoose is going to fall off and explode. But our next competitor, we have Alex Halo, formerly known as Alex Zombie 11. We last saw him all the way back in Tournament 18, so it's been almost 6 years since we've seen Alex Halo, just under that. Anyways, how will Alex Halo do here on his first run since Tournament 18, since 2020? Gonna get through the first two obstacles. Alex Halo onto the rolling hurdle, an obstacle he's never faced before. Can he get through this tricky obstacle? Gets over the hurdle nicely. Alex Halo onto the skyhooks. And like I was saying, and now has a trampoline, an official trampoline, unlike the jumping spider from tournaments 24 and 25. Finally. Anyways, Alex Halo can't get into the second set. He's going to get too much speed, and that leads into our first fast forward. Kratos Chaos was on the wrong console and fell in the flying swords. Ramelli goes out on the first obstacle, as well as Eric Swisher. Wolfskill 343 gets cut by the flying swords, as well as Kink Pandoracorn. As 10 competitors down and out. Next up, we have the newcomer Toxic Rush 15. Another big fan of the course. Let's see how he does on his debut. 105 seconds for Toxic Rush as he goes for the Math Wizard. Nicely for the first obstacle, Toxic Rush. Can he get through the flying swords? First set, second set, Toxic Rush. A little bit of lag on that dismount, but is going into the rolling hurdle. Still lagging a bit. This could be bad for Toxic Rush. Gonna take a weird sideways approach here, and it's going to work for Toxic Rush as he advances to the skyhooks. Can he be the first through at this tournament? He goes for the bounce. Gets into that first hook nicely. Second hook, he's the first to stick it. Needs a big jump for this third hook, and is not able to get enough momentum for the third hook. Now we have another newcomer. This is Jtaro Kujoji. How will Jtaro do on his debut? Shooting the Grand Champion statues. Jtaro onto the Math Wizard. Third symbol, fourth symbol. Jtaro onto the flying swords. Going nicely here, taking some light jumps to get through this obstacle. Jtaro onto the rolling hurdle. Got the ball moving. Can he get over the hurdle? Jtaro Kujo not able to get onto the ball. He almost had it, but just didn't quite land in the correct spot. Now we have last tournament's number 1. This is Vitamin back for his second appearance. He failed the spin bridge last tournament. The obstacle is no longer here. It has been replaced with the rolling hurdle, so if Vitamin wants a personal best, he'll have to defeat the rolling hurdle. But he's got to get through the flying swords first, which he did defeat in the last tournament. And Vitamin is going to get through that obstacle again. Vitamin onto the rolling hurdle. Taking a bit of time. He's gonna wrangle this rolling hurdle. A little risky for Vitamin. Taking a lot of wrangle jumps, but it is a personal best. Vitamin onto the skyhooks. Can he get a good bounce? Oh, barely gets in, but he gets to that second one. Oh, did not get enough momentum for the third one. He needed to back up just a little bit on that second one. But now we have Paizoto 83. How will Paizoto do? Paizoto taking a bit of time here on the Math Wizard, and Paizoto is going to fail the subtraction sign. Now we have Wild Sasuke back for his 6th appearance on the course. Last tournament did not go quite as well for him, going out on the 3rd obstacle. Let's see how he does on his 6th appearance. Wild Sasuke slight gamer tag change since the last tournament. He was formerly known as Wild Sasuke 67 in the last tournament. Now he's changed that number to 76. Alright, Wild Sasuke onto the rolling hurdle. Let's see if he can get further than last tournament. Shoots the ball to get it moving. Wild Sasuke gets over the hurdle nicely. Good control of the ball as Wild Sasuke approaches these skyhooks. Taking quite a bit of time here for this trampoline. Don't want to take too much time. But Wild Sasuke hesitates in midair. It looked like he jumped a little late and he hesitated. After him, we had Valilo go out on the Math Wizard. Orange Beetle fails the Flying Swords, as well as Psycho Loco. And then we had Reticent Man go out on the Flying Swords as well. And then Hardly a Man goes out on the first obstacle. We're 20 runs in, and so far nobody has beaten the fourth obstacle, the Skyhooks. Before we move on, here's some runs to look forward to. At number 73 is Spinny37, who's making his 20th appearance today. Then at number 75 is the fan favorite Snoz, making his 25th appearance. At 81 is Free MMO Direct, looking to overcome a heartbreaking Stage 1 fail from last tournament. And also looking for revenge is the Ninja Warrior of Halo host, Hunter Unit 751. Then we have the new star Pedro Man, formerly known as Patrol Fam 4, who was 1 of 7 to clear Stage 1 last tournament. After that, we have his fellow new star Joey Davis, who's one of the favorites to go far today. Then at number 99, we have the all-star Fireball, who finished first place last tournament. And finally, at number 100, we have the 3-time champion Smoky Massacre, looking to bounce back after failing Stage 1 last tournament. A lot of big names to look forward to indeed, but up next, we have the regular Emerald Dragon back for his 12th appearance on the course. He made his debut in Tournament 15, so it's kind of hard to believe that he's already on 12 appearances, but nevertheless, Emerald Dragon taking his time here on the Math Wizard. He failed the Flying Swords last tournament. Can he overcome it today? Emerald Dragon is gonna take his time, gonna take the slow approach like Smoke Taints, but will work for him unlike Smoke Taints. Yes, it will. Emerald Dragon onto the rolling hurdle, an obstacle he has faced before on Halo 5. And Emerald Dragon get through it. Shooting that pistol a little all over the place, and he's not gonna be able to catch back up. Tough break for Emerald Dragon on the hurdle. Now we have his friend Ruby Blaziken back for her next appearance. Let's see how Ruby Blaziken does here in Tournament 27. Ruby Blaziken on the Math Wizard does better than last tournament. She failed the shield steps last tournament. How will Ruby Blaziken do on the Flying Swords? Not very good at all. And now playing leapfrog here to get up to the start line. We have Steelers Fan. Steelers Fan back for his 11th appearance. Steelers Fan got to the spin bridge last tournament. See if he can make it further today. Steelers Fan with 105 seconds on the clock. Be nice to see Steelers Fan get far. The furthest he's made it was in Tournament 17 when he failed the warped wall. Has not made it back there since, but let's see how Steelers Fan does here on the rolling hurdle. Steelers Fan gets the ball moving. Can he get over the hurdle? A little bit of lag, but Steelers Fan makes it through and onto the skyhooks. Nobody has beaten this obstacle yet. Can Steelers Fan be the first? He's going to shoot his battle rifle at the ground to mark the timing for this trampoline jump. And the technique works off for Steelers Fan as he gets into the first hook. Take his time going to the second hook, and he's going to get too much momentum. You got to be careful of that. You got to treat it more like a precision jump. Let's see how Kills does. Kills onto the Math Wizard. He is killing the first obstacle. And onto the Flying Swords. First set. Second set. Kills onto the rolling hurdle. Going quickly here on these first two obstacles. Oh, he's going to shoot that, and he touches the front thing. That is not going to work. That's a disqualification. Concluding the first quarter of the field is Elite MKB. Elite has been jumping for well over a decade, with success dating all the way back to Halo Reach. Recently, Elite has delved into the realm of hosting tournaments.
Hello, my name is Elite MKB, and I've been running Halo obstacle courses for many years now, and I decided, you know what, it's time I built my own. So I've thrown the announcement out and 50 competitors have accepted to take on the Elite Challenge.
Since Christmas of 2023, Elite has been hosting his own course on Halo Infinite, the Elite Challenge, which has already held more than 10 tournaments. When it comes to Spartan Sasuke, his debut actually came in Tournament 13 in a one-off appearance before making his return in Tournament 25 around the time he began the Elite Challenge. In the last tournament, he failed early on the stage, going out on the spin bridge. Elite MKB has not put on the best results on this course, but like other people like Bubba Ace, Elite has made plenty of contributions on the hosting side of things. Elite would love to get a personal best here on his 4th appearance, but to do that, he must beat the Skyhoods, which nobody has defeated today. He is very worried about that obstacle, but he must get there first. Luckily for Elite, there is no spin bridge this time, so he'll have to get revenge on a different obstacle, the rolling hurdle, which he has made it to now. Can Elite improve on his previous 2 results? Elite MKB getting this ball moving quickly, gets a safe jump, and Elite is on to the Skyhoods. Can he set a personal best today? Elite, can he get this good bounce? Crouches in and gets into the first hook. Second hook, and once again, too much momentum. Gotta slow down a bit going into that second hook, and there's another competitor falling Elite into the water. After him, we had Jewish Tribes and James O go out on the flying swords, as well as OMG, J Veda. Labooty Me gets a little further going out on the skyhooks. Now we move on to our first veteran in the run order. Up next, making his 19th appearance, is Wolf Ninja. Last tournament did not go very well for Wolf Ninja, going out on just the second obstacle, the flying swords, but he has cleared the first stage 3 times before on Halo 5. Can Wolf Ninja finally strike some luck here on Halo Infinite? Wolf is at least going to do better than last tournament, so that's already some good news for Wolf Ninja. He's gonna drop that Needler for the pistol for this 3rd obstacle. Wolf Ninja hanging a little far back there, but he is able to get a jump off. Wolf Ninja, can he solve the skyhooks? Taking a bit of a slower approach here for the trampoline, but he still gets into the first one. Second one, gets into that. Third, yes, one more for Wolf Ninja. He gets into the 4th hook, just needs to dismount, and he'll be the first to attempt this new obstacle, the Twin Diamonds. Needs a very big jump from this first diamond to the second diamond. He gets caught up on the first diamond and comes up short of the second diamond. Tough break for Wolf Ninja on this new obstacle. Up next, we have the newcomer, Rocket Guy. Will he fly like a rocket to the end of stage 1? He is not going to fly on the flying swords. Tough break for Rocky Guy. Now we have Tottery Wheat, another newcomer rocking the Master Chief armor. Will he prove to be strong like Master Chief? Tottery Wheat onto the flying swords, and he's also going to come up short of that first set. A lot of newcomers going out on that second obstacle. Now we have another newcomer, Sensei. How will Sensei do? Going quickly for the Math Wizard. Can Sensei get through the flying swords? Gets into the first set. Second set, Sensei! Nicely through the flying swords. On now to the rolling hurdle. Is gonna opt to use that little ramp, and Sensei completely skips the ball on the rolling hurdle. Pulling a page out of Dom's book with that one. That is not going to fly though. Now we have the regular Kyle Chambed 2 back for his 4th appearance. He failed the Skyhooks last tournament. Let's see if he can get through that and hopefully get through the Twin Diamonds to set a personal best. Kyle Chambed 2 going quickly into the Flying Swords. Smooth as can be as Kyle advances to the Rolling Hurdle. Getting that ball moving quickly over the hurdle. Just a safe jump. Kyle Chambed through the Rolling Hurdle on out to the Skyhooks where he failed last tournament. Can he make it through this time? Kyle Chambed 2 going quickly into the 2nd hook. 3rd hook. 4th. Yes, Kyle Chambed is through the Skyhooks. And onto the new obstacle, the Twin Diamonds. First diamond comes up short of it. Kyle Chambed 2 will not be setting a personal best today. Now we have Hi, I'm Galactic back for his 7th appearance in a row. Made his debut in Tournament 21. Let's see how he does. He also failed the Skyhooks last tournament. And Galactic put on a good run today. Galactic, much like Kyle Chambed, has never beaten the 5th obstacle on Stage 1. Galactic hoping to change his fortunes today as he advances to the Rolling Hurdle. Shooting that ball, moving pretty quickly here, but Galactic makes it through and onto the Skyhooks. Galactic taking his time, goes for the trampoline. Can he stick the first one? It's a low bounce, but he makes it into the first one. Gets into the second one, almost overshoots it. 3rd hook, good momentum. 4th, yes, just needs to dismount. Galactic, 3rd person to advance to the Twin Diamonds. Needs a very big jump here. Gotta get a big jump into the first one. It's not. He's gonna get caught up on the first one, and he won't have enough momentum to make it to the second. Well, after him, we had You Don't go out on the Flying Swords. Nightfiros testing that trampoline on the Skyhooks. Technique did not quite work out. Bet Omega came up short of the first hook, and then Road Corporal goes out on the Twin Diamonds. Up next at number 40, we have the Ninja Warrior of Roblox host. It is Bubba Ace back for his 19th appearance on the course. Bubba Ace has been competing on Halo jumping since 2017. Been about 8 years since he started his jumping career on Halo. But he failed the Skyhooks last tournament. He's never made it past the 5th obstacle in either of his first 18 appearances. Can he finally set a personal best and get to the warp wall today? Hopefully even clear the first stage. He has cleared the first stage on Irish Warrior before, but he touches the hurdle of the Rolling Hurdle. Oh no, Bubba barely scrapes the hurdle and is disqualified on the 3rd obstacle. Now later this year, we're going to make a brief return to Halo 5 to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the game's release with a special tournament called the Spartan Sasuke Guardian Cup. This tournament will feature 24 of your favorite Spartan Sasuke competitors and pit them against each other for the opportunity to earn number 100 in the run order for Spartan Sasuke 28. The Guardian Cup is currently in the filming process and will premiere on YouTube this October. This is an event you do not want to miss. Gonna be very exciting. But now up next at number 41, we have my cousin Strick. He last competed in Tournament 25. He put up a pretty good run getting to the 4th obstacle, the Jumping Spider. Let's see how my cousin does today. He missed the last tournament, but now is back for Tournament 27. Strick falls off the Math Wizard.
Oh no.
Ah, what a shame. Well, hopefully our next competitor won't disappoint.
Wait, that's terrible. I quit.
Yep, I realized that was a terrible pun. But anyways, disappoint. He is back for his 5th appearance on the course. His personal best came in Tournament 24 when he got to the last obstacle of Stage 1. He had another deep run in Tournament 25, but didn't do quite as well last tournament going out on the Skyhooks. Let's see how Disappoint does. He has cleared stage 1 on other courses, most notably Smokey's course, going for the Wrangle technique there on the rolling hurdle. Let's see if Disappoint can get some revenge on the sky hooks. Disappoint gets a nice bounce going into that first hook. Second hook, gets into it. Third hook. The hooks are a little larger than they were last tournament, so you have a little more room to work with. So it is a little easier, but Disappoint gets into the second diamond of the twin diamonds, and he'll be the first this tournament to attempt the warped wall. Disappoint is not able to get up the warped wall in 1, but is able to get up it in 2 as he advances to the compass cross. This has been a tough obstacle in both the previous 2 tournaments. Can Disappoint get through this? He beat it in tournament 25 when he last faced this obstacle, and he's gonna get through it again. Disappoint with 26 seconds as he advances to the spider swing. Can he be our first finisher? Gets the grapple. Can he get into the second window? No, he cannot! Disappoint once again disappoints at the later portions of stage 1. Did not quite have enough side momentum to reach the second window. He made his move too late, and that is very unfortunate. Now we have Spartan Walnut back for his 13th appearance. This is a guy who will be in the Guardian Cup later this year, so you'll be looking forward to seeing him again this fall. Anyway, Spartan Walnut, he failed the sky hooks last tournament. Let's see how he does today. Going quickly through the flying swords. Spartan Walnut onto the rolling hurdle. Spartan Walnut is another guy who's cleared stage 1 on other courses, but has not found that stroke of luck on this course. Almost comes up short of the dismount on the rolling hurdle, but he is able to get through. Spartan Walnut, can he improve on his result from last tournament? Second hook, needs a good jump for this third hook, taking a lot of time here. Oh, he's gonna slip off the third hook. Tough break for Walnut. And now we have another Mongoose intro. Next up, we have Jun Sato Cyan back for his 4th appearance. There's his friend Ninja Jake wishing Cyan good luck here on the first stage. And it looks like Ninja Jake is going to blow up the Mongoose. Kaboom! Anyways, on to Cyan's run. Cyan made it to the top hats last tournament, matching his personal best from tournament 25. Let's see if he can improve on that result here in tournament 27. He's put in a lot of practice for this stage 1, hoping that he can break through on his 4th appearance. Jun Cyan, pretty smooth here on the rolling hurdle. Nicely through that. Onto the sky hooks. Can he get through this obstacle again? Jun Sato Cyan. Beautiful bounce going into the first hook. Second hook. Third one. Fourth one. Jun Sato onto the twin diamonds. This new obstacle. Can he get through it like Disappoint? Yes, he can. He gets a safe jump. Jun Sato Cyan onto the warped wall. Looking to get up it in 1 and beautifully up it. On out to the compass cross. Into the second compass. Cyan's already set a personal best, but he's looking for that first clear. Can he be the first to clear today? He's only got a couple more obstacles left. Onto the spider swing. Can he get through it? Unlike Disappoint. Gets a grapple. Oh, he swings in the other direction, and that's not going to work for Cyan. Let's look at the replay. He goes a little bit to the right here, but then he tries cutting to the left. Didn't quite commit to one side, and it's going to cost Cyan dearly. After him, we had Lady Red and Dylan GT go out on the Math Wizard. Stu GDs goes out on the Flying Swords. Mr. Self fails the Skyhooks, as well as Psychic Phantom. Rounding out the first half of the field is Gotaints. Gotaints has been jumping for nearly 12 years and has always been a fan favorite. His biggest claim to fame would be his 3 final stage attempts on Halo Ninja Warrior, but when When it comes to Spartan Sasuke, all Gotenks has ever known is failure. In the previous 20 tournaments of Spartan Sasuke, Gotenks has failed Stage 1 20 times. This includes a stretch of 5 tournaments in a row where he failed either the next to last obstacle or the last obstacle of Stage 1. Gotenks would struggle for a bit after that, but when he finally got back to the Warp Wall last tournament, he was unable to scale it, bringing his record to 0-20. It cannot be stressed enough just how unlucky Gotenks has been on this course. He's not the first competitor to fail the Stage 1 20 times. That distinction belongs to Snaz. However, Gotenks is the first to reach 20 fails on this stage without a single clear, which makes it all the more painful given his skill and success on the other courses. But can he finally put all that behind him here on his 21st appearance? Gotenks now onto the rolling hurdle, an obstacle he is quite familiar with. Can Gotenks get through it again? Yes, he can, very smoothly for the rolling hurdle. On now to the sky huts. This is that skill I was talking about, but he just hasn't been able to turn it into a clear. But this obstacle is pretty tough. He did get through it last tournament, so hopefully it won't be any issues for him. And it won't be. Gotenks onto the Twin Diamonds. He was a little worried about this obstacle. Let's see if Gotenks can get through it. Second diamond, he comes up short, and Gotenks is 0-21. Tough break for Gotenks on the Twin Diamonds, just didn't quite have enough momentum to reach the second diamond. Comes up painfully short. Now we have the newcomer, Monday Born. Monday Born. Hopefully he won't have a case of the Mondays and get far here on the first stage. Monday Born onto the flying swords. Oh my goodness, that was an horrific fail on the second obstacle. Next up we have Tapeable Musel 4, another newcomer. Going quickly here on the Math Wizard. And apparently the editor has gotten so bored that he's put a dancing cat from Fortnite on the side of the screen as Tapeable goes out on the flying swords. Editor probably got bored of all the flying swords fails. Now we have Night Taker 99 taking a bit of time here on the Math Wizard, looking into the multiplication sign, looking into the division sign. Night Taker is gonna get through the Math Wizard. This flying swords has been brutal on our newcomers, and yet another flying swords fail. And now we have a veteran. Get out of here, cat. We have a veteran up next. Up next, it is Super Ninja J2 as I'm riding in the back of his mongoose. And I think this might be one of the first times, if not the first time, I've ever been in a competitor intro for Spartan Sasuke. So let's see how Super Ninja J does. He missed the last tournament, but now is back for tournament 26. Had a rather unfortunate fail in his last appearance when he ran out of time at the end of stage 1. Took too many attempts on the warp wall, but now Super Ninja Jake onto the rolling hurdle. An obstacle he's very familiar with. He was the first ever #1 to clear stage 1 in tournament 20. Had a lot of luck on Halo 5, but has not had that same luck on Halo Infinite. Ooh, just a weird little bunny hop inside that first hook, but Super Ninja Jake is onto the Twin Diamonds. We just saw Gotenks go out here. Can Jake get through it? Yes, he can. He gets into that second diamond nicely. Super Ninja Jake onto the warp wall, which ate up his last run, but he's up it in 1 today. And onto the compass cross, but is going to overshoot the first compass. After him, we had Perplox, failed the Math Wizard. Ace going out on the flying swords. And then we had Nephoros Bone, who gets boned by the flying swords. Rwanda going out here as well. And Alphine's going out on the next obstacle, the rolling hurdle. Just all over the place on this third obstacle. And now, at number 61, we have Caden Wyatt. back for his 5th appearance today. Caden competed in the last tournament. Last tournament is actually his first time competing on Halo Infinite. He made it all the way to the Compass Cross. Looking to get even further today. Let's see how Caden does. Caden, onto the rolling hurdle. An obstacle he has failed in the past. Hopefully his past demons won't come back to haunt him here on the rolling hurdle. It's a nice safe jump at the end there. Caden Wyatt onto the sky hooks. Caden going for the bump pay. Gets a huge bounce on the trampoline and almost gets pushed away on the safe jump. A close call there, but Caden is going to make it for the sky hooks. And onto the twin diamonds, going quickly in there. Almost comes up short of the second diamond, but Caden is going to get to the warped wall. Caden going on the side of it as he makes it up in 1. But now here's where he failed last tournament, the Compass Cross. We just saw his friend Ninja Jade go out here. How will Caden do on the Compass Cross? Taking a lot of time going into this third one. Don't want to go too slow, because you want as much time as possible for these last few obstacles. Caden onto the spider swing. Nobody's beaten this yet. Goes for the grapple. Can he stick the window? Gets a safe jump, and Caden Wyatt, just one obstacle left. The disc climb. Going up to the third disc. He slips, but he's going to recover. Caden Wyatt makes it up. Oh, misses the landmine, but he's going to clear with 5.9 seconds remaining. And Caden Wyatt is going to be the first person to clear in Spartan Sasuke 27. He'll be moving on to stage 2 for his first time on Spartan Sasuke. Had a very close call here on the sky hooks with that bump A. It almost did not work for him, but he is able to make it through that and the remaining obstacles to get his first clear on the course. Well done, Caden. We will see you on the second stage. Nicely done. Up next, we have the Worker of Meme back for his second appearance. Worker of Meme missed the last tournament, but in Tournament 25 on his debut, he cleared the first stage. He was the last newcomer on this course to clear stage 1. Let's see if he can live up to his previous run in Tournament 25. Worker of Meme. Reason he missed Tournament 26 was because he was having some computer problems and was unable to get Halo Infinite running. I mean, it could run, but I mean, it was all laggy and it just wouldn't be well for tournaments, so chose to miss out last tournament, but he got it all fixed going into today as he gets a big bounce going into the skyhooks. Worker of Meme looking into the 4-foot. Ooh, a good safe jump there. Very close call, but Worker of Meme is able to get through. Worker of Meme onto the twin diamonds. Ooh, loses a bit of momentum going into the second diamond, and he's gonna come up short. Now we have a Vows the Samurai back for his 9th appearance today. Vows has cleared the first stage once before in Tournament 21. He's had the closest ever Stage 1 finish, clearing Stage 1 with only 0.2 of a second remaining. Has come close to clearing a couple more times, but has yet to replicate his success from Tournament 21. He failed the Skyhooks last tournament in a rather unfortunate way. Let's see if he can get revenge on that obstacle. Going very nicely here on the rolling hurdle, an obstacle he is familiar with. But can he get revenge here on the Skyhooks? Gets into the first one, quickly into the second one. He is not going to repeat his mistake from last tournament. Taking a lot of time going into this 4-foot. And he is going to get revenge on the Skyhooks. Nicely done, Avows. He's now into the twin diamonds. And, oh, he was even closer than Blank. Ah, tough break there for Avows. Now we have Drago is back for his 7th appearance. Drago missed the last tournament. but he's back for Tournament 27. Furthest he got was in Tournament 23 when he failed the last obstacle of the stage. Drago has had some Stage 1 clears here on Infinite on some other courses, but is yet to clear Stage 1 on this course. Drago, quite a bit of lag here on these first 2 obstacles. Hopefully that won't cost him here on the rolling hurdle. Drago, oh my goodness, what is this lag? Drago somehow fighting through it. Drago on now to the skyhooks. It's a low bounce, going quickly into the second one, and he's gonna slip off. A tough break for Drago on the skyhooks. Now we have K-Fly back for his 3rd appearance. K-Fly, he put on a pretty good run last tournament. K-Fly got 10th place last tournament going out on the spider swing. Let's see if K-Fly can improve on that and get his first clear today. He has that potential, but can he pull through and join Caden on the 2nd stage? K-Fly now into the rolling hurdle. Let's see how he handles this obstacle. He's never faced it before. Going for the wrangle technique. And it works for him. K-Fly on now to the skyhooks. K-Fly. Can he get a good bounce? Yes, he can. Ooh, almost comes up short. Oh, gets a nice safe jump going into the 2nd hook. Close call there. A little bit rough here on this 4th obstacle, but he is making it work as K-Fly goes into the twin diamonds. Looking to the 1st diamond. He's a big jump here for the 2nd diamond, and he's not gonna get it. K-Fly, another victim of the twin diamonds. After him, we had Nayakpi going out on the flying swords, as well as Snoop-a-Loop. And then Halo Master did not master the flying swords. DJ Smacked gets smacked by the flying swords, as well as Elk. After him, we had Monster Jam, who has competed before, going out on the skyhooks with almost a gorgeous save there, but just was not able to get the job done. Now we have Captain J09. He was actually one of the favorites to get far today. He has made it to stage 3 on some other courses recently, so a lot of promise for Captain J09 here in Tournament 27. A little bit of lag there as he goes into the flying swords. Captain J09. Last tournament, he did technically make it to the landmine, but he got disqualified on the spider swing when he skipped the windows. Hopefully he won't make that mistake today. Captain gets a huge bounce going into the 1st hook of the sky hooks. Going nicely through the other hooks. Captain J onto the twin diamonds. Was a little worried about this obstacle. Can he get into the 2nd diamond? No, he cannot. Making his 20th appearance today is Spinny37. The Aussie, formerly known as Killer the Man, has been jumping since Halo 4 and has had a very respectable career on both Halo Ninja Warrior and Ninja Warrior of Halo. Spinny has competed in each Spartan Sasuke tournament since making his debut in Tournament 8. However, like Gotenks, Spinny has never cleared the 1st stage on this course. Near the end of Halo 5, Spinny came close to clearing a couple of times, but was denied by the Captain Swing. The closest he's ever come to clearing Stage 1 came in Tournament 24, where he reached the 8th of 9 obstacles on a difficult Stage 1. In the last tournament though, he suffered an early exit on the spin bridge. Spinny37 may not have gotten as far on the course as frequently as Gotenks, but it cannot be understated just how unlucky Spinny has been on Spartan Sasuke. Spinny's got a tough road ahead of him if he wishes to avoid becoming the 2nd competitor to go 0 for 20 on Stage 1. Caden's feeling quite alone on the clear sheet. Let's see if Spinny can join him on Stage 2. Spinny37 on now to the rolling hurdle. This is an obstacle he's faced before. He's going to pre-shoot the ball. It is a risky technique, but he makes it work. As he approaches the skyhooks, he was really worried about this obstacle. He noted the difficulty of this obstacle going into this run. Can he get through it? Gets into the second one, looking into the third hood, taking his time. Third hood. Oh, he gets pressure launched out of the third hood. He pulls an avowals from last tournament. And he goes over 20. He gets into the third one, but he either falls off or gets pressure launched. That is very unfortunate for Killer the Man. Next up, we have a fan favorite. It is Sane, the legend, back for his 15th appearance today. Sane, the legend, failed the top hats last tournament. Let's see how he does. He has cleared the first stage a couple of times. Last of his clears coming in tournament 20. Let's see if Sane could pick up number 3 today. Sane, the legend. On out to the rolling hurdle. See if he can make it through this obstacle again. Sane, the legend. Crouching on that ball. Takes a safe jump at the end. And Sane is going to advance to the skyhooks. He made it through this last tournament. Taking a very short run up here, but he gets a nice bounce going into that first one. Don't need quite as much momentum as you did on those Halo 5 bouncers. It's all about where you land on the trampoline. That's the most important part. And Sane, can he get further than he did last tournament? He's on to the twin diamonds. First diamond, second diamond. He comes up short. Sane didn't quite have enough momentum. It looked close, but it wasn't close enough. Competing for his landmark 25th time is the veteran Snoz. Snoz has always been a fan favorite since he reached the final stage in H&W 9. Snoz has been competing in Spartan Sasuke since the very beginning. His first clear came in Tournament 3, where he set his personal best on this course. Snoz missed Tournaments 5 and 6, but has competed in every tournament since T7. Snoz would suffer a lot of Stage 1 fails afterwards, but beginning in Tournament 19, Snoz would start putting in more practice and his results began to improve. In the final Halo 5 tournament, Snoz's determination would finally pay off, clearing Stage 1 for the second time. Snoz is yet to clear Stage 1 on Halo Infinite, and in the last tournament, he would fail the skyhooks. Snoz is someone you always want to see succeed on these courses. Snoz especially wants to do well this tournament, with it being his 25th appearance. He's only the 3rd ever competitor on Spartan Sasuke to reach this milestone. Snoz, however, expressed his concerns about the difficulty of this first stage, particularly with the skyhooks where he failed last tournament. Can he overcome it today? But first, he must get through the rolling hurdle, where he has beaten this obstacle before. He has been worried about this obstacle in the past, but Snoz is going to get through it today. Time for his rematch with the skyhooks. Can Snoz get revenge on this obstacle? Snoz fails the skyhooks again. Snoz slightly overshoots the first hook, and he just had a little too much momentum. He wasn't able to pull back. Didn't quite have that jump awareness. A Barf fails the flying swords, as well as Halo the Gang and Cloudy. And then Mater Reese goes out on the Math Wizard. Or 79 runs in as the sun begins to set upon Mount Midoriyama. With some of the best competitors still to come, our next competitor is looking to get some revenge on the first stage. The first of 4 new stars to run today is Eternal Flame. Eternal is the only new star to debut on Halo Infinite, with Eternal's first appearance coming in Tournament 23. It wouldn't take long for Eternal to find success, with Tournament 24 featuring Eternal Flame's first clear. In Tournament 25, Eternal will shock everyone by getting all the way to the final obstacle, Stage 3, the Flying Bar. This performance resulted in Eternal being promoted to the rank of New Star last tournament, but would unfortunately fail Stage 1 for the second time. Eternal Flame has been one of Halo Infinite's best newcomers, but Eternal has got a score to settle with the Compass Cross this tournament. Bear in mind though, this has been a brutal Stage 1 so far, as only 4 of the first 79 competitors have even made it to the Compass Cross. So if Eternal Flame wishes to get revenge on Stage 1, he'll need to overcome some very tough obstacles. So how will Eternal Flame do on his 5th appearance? Eternal Flame onto the rolling hurdle. Eternal has never faced this obstacle before, but is going to make it through onto these skyhooks. This is where we just saw Snoz go out. Can Eternal Flame make it through? Gets into that first hook, second hook, looking into the third hook, fourth hook, nicely through onto the twin diamonds, eyeing down that first diamond. Going to the second one, gets the safe jump, and Eternal Flame with 55 seconds going into the warped wall. Eternal Flame not able to get up in one. Eternal's gonna have to try again. It is no good on the second attempt. Third attempt almost makes it up, but comes up short. Eternal really struggling with the warped wall as he's down to just 35 seconds on the clock. Eternal, what are you doing? Eternal is getting extinguished by this warped wall. The Eternal Flame is getting extinguished. Down to just 20 seconds. Eternal Flame is not going to have enough time to make it through the rest of the stage, surely. Eternal Flame finally makes it up and onto the Compass Cross where he failed last tournament. Going quickly here into the second compass, third compass. Ooh, just stuck here on the fourth compass. Oh, come on, crouch. There you go. Eternal Flame is going to get through the Compass Cross as he runs out of time going into the spider swing. Such a tough break for Eternal Flame, and goes out anyways. Next to take on the course is Free MMO Direct. Jumping since the beginning of Halo Infinite, Free has had lots of success in his first 2 years of jumping, including a total victory on Trials of Achilles. On Spartan Sasuke, it took a few tournaments for Free to find success, but when he got his first clear in Tournament 25, Free set the all-time speed record on Spartan Sasuke. Unfortunately, last tournament, Free was unable to replicate his success, going out on the final obstacle of Stage 1. Despite Free MMO's Stage 1 record on Spartan Sasuke being 1 for 4, he is one of the favorites going into this tournament because of how dominant he's been on the other courses. Free would love to pick up his second clear today and get revenge on the disc climb, because the way Free failed it last time, it was just so painful. But Free has got a very tough course ahead of him. Let's see how he does. Free MMO quickly through the first 2 obstacles. He is someone who always likes to go for speed here on these courses. Getting this ball moving on the rolling hurdle. But I bet Free's gonna try to take it with a little more caution today, considering how he failed last tournament. I think more so he just wants to get through this first stage and overcome that utterly heartbreaking fail. But he's onto the twin diamonds, a very tough obstacle, and destroys it. Free MMO onto the warp wall where we just saw Eternal really struggle. He's unable to get up in 1, but does get up in 2. Free on now to the Compass Cross, taking a bit of time going into the second compass. Not going as fast as he has in the past. I think he's more focused on that clear, more focused on getting his revenge. He's almost to the disc climb, but he's got to get through the spider swing. Ooh, a weird grapple here on the spider swing, but he does make it through. Down to 26 seconds as he goes into the disc climb. Can Free get revenge? Third disc, fourth disc, he's not able to get up to it. Another slip up going into the 5th one. Free MMO is through with 15.5 seconds remaining. Free MMO Direct gets revenge on the disc climb and is able to clear stage 1 for his second time. He'll be joining Caden on the second stage this tournament. Free MMO, a beautiful run, absolutely destroying this brutal new obstacle. Was a little bit of a close call to grapple on the spider swing, but he does make it through to clear.
Yes,
Die. Woo! Let's go. We're back. We back, boys.
And Caden's so happy he's singing as Free clears the first stage. Well done to Free. And hoping to get revenge on the disc climb as well is Shadowrun, back for his 5th appearance. Had a very similar fail to Free last tournament. Was suffering a bit of stick drift last tournament. Hopefully he's not today. Hopefully Shadowrun can overcome the disc climb and advance. A little bit of lag dismounting on the map wizard, but Shadowrun smoothly through the flying swords on out to the rolling hurdle. He was the first competitor to clear stage 1 on Halo Infinite, but he has yet to clear stage 1 since, and we know he's very capable of getting far on the course. But he's going very quickly here on those first 2 hooks, taking a bit of time for the third one, and he's gonna make it through onto the twin diamonds. New obstacle, how will he get through it? First diamond, second diamond, gets a safe jump. Shadowrun through the new obstacle and onto the warp wall. Shadowrun baits it up in 1. We saw Shadow go very quickly through the compass cross last tournament. Almost slips off the first compass, going for that technique. Slowing down very slightly, going to the 4th one, and is onto the spider swing. Going at a very fast pace, and if he can clear, it will be the fastest time. If he can make it up the disc climb, can Shadowrun get revenge? Second disc, third disc, hits his head, and once again, out on the disc climb. And it's the same jump he failed last tournament. Heartbreak for Shadowrun on the disc climb. He will not be joining Free on the second stage. That is horrible. That's a horrible way for Shadow to go out. Tough break. Up next, we have the host of Irish Warrior, Crown Ferret 19, back for his 14th appearance today. Crown Ferret has yet to clear stage 1 on Halo Infinite, but put up a decent run in the last tournament going out on the compass cross, so things starting to look up for Irish here going into this tournament. Irish is gonna take quite a bit of time. Irish has never been known for his speed on these courses. Someone who always likes to take these obstacles nice and slow. So, getting really far back on the rolling hurdle, but Irish does make it through onto the skyhooks. Was worried about this obstacle. Can he get through it? First hook, second hook, looking into the third hook. Comes up short of the third hook. Irish did not give himself enough of a run up. Let's look back at the rolling hurdle. He had a very close call, almost touched the hurdle, but he does make it through, but did not give himself enough of a run up going into the third hook of the sky hooks, and it's going to cost him here on the 4th obstacle. Now, back for his 21st appearance, we have the veteran Weapon Matt getting good lucks from Snoz and Joey Davis. Last tournament, he failed the compass cross and is now looking to get his second clear on Halo Infinite. He last cleared in tournament 24 and he's failed the compass cross in both the previous 2 tournaments. Let's see if Weapon Matt can avenge those failures and get back to the second stage. Doing a little 360 there on the dismount of the flying swords as he's onto the rolling hurdle. Beautiful jump up. Weapon Matt onto the skyhooks where we just saw Irish go out. Weapon Matt gets into the first hook, second hook, lining himself up for the third hook. Nicely done. 4 foot. He's not going to get into the 4 foot. Weapon Mat going out even earlier this tournament. Tough break for Weapon Mat on the sky hooks. Just a little too much momentum. Maybe not enough. I don't know. His feet didn't quite have enough height getting into that 4 foot. And it's a tough break. And now huddled around our next competitor, we have Atlantic Champ. Atlantic Champ back for his 21st appearance. He failed the top hats in the last tournament. He wore number 99 in the last tournament with the luck of the lottery. Now Atlantic Champ. Let's see if he can make it past the 5th obstacle, which this tournament, it's the Twin Diamonds. So if he wants to make it further, he'll have to get revenge on a different obstacle, shooting that Sentinel Beam as he advances to the rolling hurdle. Atlantic has had some crazy techniques on ball obstacles in the past, but Atlantic Champ, our first all-star this tournament, is advancing to the sky hooks where we saw both our previous 2 competitors go out. Don't be the 3rd in a row, Atlantic. Come on. It's into the 2nd hook. 3rd hook. Quickly into the 4th hook, and Atlantic Champ gets through. Onto the Twin Diamonds. Can he get further than last tournament? First diamond. 2nd diamond. Atlantic Champ can't get into the 2nd diamond. And once again, Atlantic is out on the 5th obstacle of stage 1. Got his momentum cut off by the first one and wasn't enough to make it into the 2nd diamond. Tough break for Atlantic on the Twin Diamonds. After him, we had 2 regulars, Braden 5 and Blastoff, go out on the Flying Swords. And then the newcomer, Robo Rex, go out on the Sky Hooks, as well as Mr. Wavy Gamer. And now night has fallen upon Mount Midoriyama with 11 runs left to go here on the first stage. This has been a brutal tournament so far, but next up at number 90, we have a blast from the past. Making his grand return to Halo jumping is Jake the NW fan. Formerly known as Talking King, Jake first competed on Spartan Sasuke in Tournament 6. While it took a few tournaments for Talking King to find his footing, on his 5th appearance in Tournament 10, he found his way to the Stage 1 finish line. He then followed that up with 3 more clears in the following 4 tournaments, including Tournament 14, where he finished 2nd place in a renewal. Unfortunately, his last couple runs did not go according to plan, and the last time we'd see Talking King would be Tournament 16. But now, 6 years later, it's the return of the King, the Talking King. It's always nice to see some older faces make a return, and this is a guy people love to root for. How will he do on his first time competing on Halo Infinite? This course is obviously very different to the ones he's faced on Halo 5. It'll be quite interesting to see how he fares with all these unfamiliar obstacles, like the Flying Swords, taking a lot of time lining up for the Flying Swords, getting really low there, but Jake the NW fan onto the rolling hurdle. He's onto it. He's not shooting the ball. Come on, you gotta shoot the ball to get it moving. It's not like the Halo 5 one. Alright, there you go. Onto the rolling hurdle, going for the wrangle, going for the dismount, and Jake the NW fan comes up short of the dismount. Didn't quite have enough momentum to make it to the dismount. Probably needed another wrangle jump before going for it. But it's nice to see him back. Hopefully we'll see him again in a future tournament. And now it is time for the Spartan Slayer. The honors once again goes to the Flying Swords. This is the 2nd tournament in a row the Swords have earned this title, but now it deals more damage than last tournament, with 32 of the 80 competitors that have attempted it so far going out on this tricky obstacle. There are many ways to navigate through the Flying Swords, but there are many ways to fail it. As these unfortunate Spartans have demonstrated, just because it's only the 2nd obstacle doesn't mean it's any easy. And for these 32 that have failed, their path to victory was once again cut short. Better luck to them in the future. Only 10 Spartans are left to take on the first stage. With only 2 competitors through to the second stage so far, could we be in for an even larger bloodbath than last tournament? It'll be up to our top competitors to prevent that from happening, which includes all 7 competitors that cleared stage 1 last time and the 3-time champion, Smoky Massacre. Checking off the final 10 is the next of our All-Stars.
Well, failing stage 1 last time was still disappointing, but maybe to be expected with it being a renewal tournament. So it was still sucked the way I did fail, but I wasn't too downbeat about it. But naturally, I want to try and bounce back this tournament. In the second tournament of a renewal is usually the way things go for me. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit worried about this stage 1. I think it's a lot tougher than last time, and that 5th obstacle. I've come up with a technique that can work. It's not foolproof, but it can work. I just need to hope that I can pull it off, nail it, and who knows? Maybe I could clear. We'll see what happens.
Next to take on Tournament 27 is Hunter Unit 751, the host of the now 15-year-old jump course, Ninja Warrior of Halo. Hunter is one of only 4 competitors this tournament to make their debut in Tournament 1. Hunter's Spartan Sasuke journey got off to a strong start, which includes his personal best in Tournament 4. His first time failing Stage 1 would come in Tournament 6, but would get back to the 3rd stage in Tournament 8. Hunter would take a break from the course before making his return in Tournament 13. It took a few tournaments for Hunter to bounce back, but bounce back he did, getting another trip to the 3rd stage in Tournament 17. Hunter would clear Stage 1 in 7 of the following 8 tournaments. However, only one of these 7 clears would see him get through the 2nd stage. He came close to clearing Stage 2 in Tournament 25, but was denied by the final jump of the combo cross. Last tournament, he was shockingly undone by the compass cross on Stage 1. Hunter Unit is a legendary competitor in so many ways, and now on his 22nd appearance on Spartan Sasuke, he aims to get his 15th clear on Stage 1. But to do that, he must overcome a very tough course, which has taken out 88 of the first 90 competitors this tournament. But we know how strong of a competitor Hunter is, and hopefully he can get his revenge from last tournament and join Caden and Free on the 2nd stage. Hunter into the rolling hurdle, getting this ball moving very quickly. Hunter, we just saw Talking King go out on the rolling hurdle, but he is able to make it through and onto the sky hooks. We saw a few of our veterans go out here. Hunter taking a bit of time going into this 3rd hook, 4th hook, and now for the Twin Diamonds. This is the obstacle he was the most worried about going into this tournament. Can he get through the new obstacle? Taking a lot of time. This is his technique. Let's see if he can make it through. Hunter gets a safe jump, and his technique is going to pay off. Hunter shooting that pistol. He's relieved. And onto the warp wall. Not up it in one. Hanging really far to the side here. And he's onto the compass cross where he failed last tournament. He did not get a jump going into the 2nd compass. He gets the jump this time, and can he make it through the rest of the obstacle? Looking into the 4th compass. Hunter down to 24 seconds. He might want to pick up the pace here on these last 2 obstacles if he wishes to not time up. Hunter getting the grapple here. A little bit of lag. Hunter gets a jump off the 2nd window and onto the disc climb of less than 10 seconds. He needs a clean run on this last obstacle. Hunter Unit is going to get that clean run, and he clears with 3 seconds remaining on the clock. Hunter Unit 751 does it again. Hunter Unit getting his revenge on the compass cross, and advances to stage 2 for his 15th time on Spartan Sasuke. He had his technique for the Twin Diamonds. He gets a beautiful jump. He gets his revenge on the Compass Cross, and we will see Hunter Unit 751 advance this tournament.
Let's go, Hunter.
Is it close? Oh, it wasn't that close. Oh,
That
I don't know what
was
it is.
impressive.
Apart from that one infinite tournament,
would've
25 maybe.
thought?
It's
Who
always
would've
super
thought?
close.
Hunter Unit, the third competitor this tournament, moving on to stage 2. Let's see if his friend and fellow British All-Star Vulcan can join him on the second stage. Vulcan had quite the painful fail last tournament on the spider swing. Took one too many safe jumps and did not commit to the grapple. Let's see if Vulcan can avenge his failure from last tournament. Vulcan on to the flying swords, looking to get his 14th clear today on his 24th appearance. Vulcan onto the rolling hurdle, obstacle he is quite familiar with. Gets over the hurdle, takes a safe jump, and is across onto the skyhooks. Vulcan, he has failed trampoline obstacles in the past, but gets a beautiful bounce going into the first hook. Second hook, looking into the third hook, taking his time. Fourth hook, and he is onto the Twin Diamonds. Can he get through the new obstacle? Vulcan gets a nice jump going into the second one. Not quite as much momentum as Hunter, but it's just enough to make it through. And onto the warp wall, he goes to the side just like Hunter, but he is able to get up in one. On now to the Compass Cross. Vulcan has never failed this obstacle before. Please don't fail it this time. Vulcan, 35 seconds left as he dismounts from the Compass Cross. Can he get revenge on the spider swing? He's going to only take one jump. He learns from his mistake from last tournament. Gets a jump on the second window, and he gets revenge on the spider swing and onto the disc climb. Fourth disc, fifth disc, and Vulcan is going to clear stage 1 with 9.3 seconds remaining. Teabagging in celebration. Vulcan nicely through the first stage. A very good run all throughout. It was a slightly close call here on the Twin Diamonds, but he manages to get the safe jump he needed. Hits his head, but he is able to get into that second diamond. And once again, we will see Vulcan onto the second stage. Well done, Vulcan. He'll be the fourth competitor of this tournament, moving on to stage 2 of tournament 27. Things are now starting to look up for the results as our top competitors go on. And now we have the first of 7 competitors to clear stage 1 last tournament. Next up we have Halo Fan, who failed the batch stream last tournament. Let's see if Halo Fan can clear for his 3rd time on Spartan Sasuke. Halo Fan nicely through the Math Wizard onto the flying swords. Halo Fan, second set, nicely through. On now to the rolling hurdle, an obstacle he's beaten in the past on Halo 5. Going for the wrangle technique. Fourth wrangle, Halo Fan, oh no! He is out on the 3rd obstacle. Oh my goodness, what happened here? He tries to go for the wrangle technique, but when he goes for his 4th wrangle, he slips off the front and is not able to get a jump for the dismount. Halo Fan, tragedy strikes on the rolling hurdle as he sets a personal worst on Spartan Sasuke. A tough break for Halo Fan on the rolling hurdle.
I mean, I'm never really that confident, but this tournament I especially am not really confident in. I mean, my goal is to at least beat the Twin Diamond, but I don't think of beating the spider swing again. But yeah, I'll get my best shot and hopefully just get my revenge on that rolling hurdle, which I failed 2.5 years ago. But yeah.
Gaming Brando back for his 5th appearance today. He failed the rolling hurdle on his debut in Tournament 22, but he got his 2nd clear last tournament and almost made it to Stage 3, but tragically went out on the last obstacle of Stage 2. He'll be looking to get back there and reach Stage 3 for the first time on Spartan Sasuke Gaming Brando. How will we do today? He is through the flying swords. On out to the rolling hurdle. You cannot take this obstacle for granted, as we just saw with Halo Fan. Can he get through it? Unlike Halo Fan, yes he can. Gaming Brando onto the skyhooks. Going straight into the trampoline. Gets into that first hook with a low bounce. Going into the 3rd hook. 4th hook. Gaming Brando on out to the twin diamonds. Can he get through the new obstacle? It's been tough obstacle this tournament, but not for Gaming Brando. Just a safe jump. And Gaming Brando, he is down to 50 seconds as he gets up the warped wall in 1. Well done, Brando, onto the compass cross. It is a tough obstacle, however only one competitor has failed it so far. Gaming Brando looking into the 4th compass. And Brando onto the spider swing. Down to 30 seconds for the last 2 obstacles. Looking to clear Stage 1 for the 2nd tournament in a row. Gaming Brando. Safe jumps on the 2nd window. Less than 20 seconds for the last obstacle. Can we get our 5th clear this tournament? Gaming Brando. Smooth as can be on this climb. And with 10.6 seconds remaining, Gaming Brando is moving on to the 2nd stage for the 3rd time in his career. Well done to Gaming Brando. A very textbook run all throughout the 1st stage, getting through all 9 obstacles of the 1st stage. Gaming Brando, he'll now have an opportunity to get revenge on the 2nd stage this tournament.
Nice!
Clear! Let's go!
Like I said, Gaming Brando's on fire.
Ninja Jade with a song breaking out for Gaming Brando as he clears the stage. Well done to Brando. Now just 6 competitors left to take on the 1st stage. We could be seeing double-digit clears this tournament with how things are looking up. And up next is Mighty Max 80. Back for his 21st appearance. How will the veteran do today? He failed the Omega Ring last tournament. However, Mighty faces a new challenge this tournament, having moved to a new country since his previous run. So could that have an impact on Mighty Max going into this tournament? Mighty getting over the rolling hurdle and onto the skyhooks. He has struggled with trampoline obstacles on Halo Infinite. However, this one's a little different. Mighty Max comes up short of the 1st hook of the skyhooks. Mighty Max goes 0 for 3 for trampoline jumps on Halo Infinite. It's not like the trampoline we had in tournaments 24 and 25 where it was more of a grav lift. This is the official one that was just introduced going into this tournament. And Mighty Max gets a poor bounce going into the 1st hook. And just did not have enough to make it through. And tragedy strikes for Mighty Max 80 on the skyhooks. Tough break for him.
I actually feel somehow more confident than last time. I guess it's due to the course is faster in a sense, and the time limit stayed the same, so I don't really have to worry about the time limit as much. But this obstacle behind me, the twin diamonds, for some reason it's giving me a bit of trouble here. It's a deceptively long jump, and the last one, it's kind of hard to stick on the last diamond thing.
We're down to 5 competitors left here on the 1st stage. Next up, the new star, Sunnyside Splash, here for his 8th appearance today. Sunny put on the worst run on stage 2 last tournament, going out on the triple compressor. That obstacle, if he makes it to stage 2, that obstacle is no longer there. So, it's been replaced with a new obstacle, which we'll see later on. Right now, Sunny's got to get through stage 1. He had a very close call on stage 1 last tournament, clearing with just 1/10 of a second. I take it back earlier. I said Val's had the closest call on stage 1. That's actually wrong. That's been taken over by Sunny's side splash, so excuse me from earlier. It's a beautiful bounce here on the skyhooks. That's how you want to do the trampoline. Sunny side splash. On now to the twin diamonds. This new obstacle. A little worried about this obstacle. Sunny side splash is not able to get into the second diamond. And this new obstacle claims the new star. Sunny side splash. Sunny got caught up on the first one and couldn't quite reach the second diamond of the twin diamonds. Yeah, he just cut off his momentum too much. You want to keep it moving. Going into the second diamond, he didn't quite have a good technique going into the diamonds.
Oh, wait! Oh.
And he was caught off guard by that failure here on the twin diamonds.
I feel pretty good. I'm sitting here. I'm looking at the previous champions of Spartan Sasuke, and for a long time I thought I needed to be one of those to have fulfillment on running your course. But now I've kind of realized that I'm okay, coming in, doing my run, having fun, and I'm looking forward to whatever comes my way, whether that be a first obstacle fail, whether that be a timeout, whatever. I'm going to enjoy it and I'm going to have fun to the best of my abilities, because I feel I've matured a lot over the years. The only real obstacles that I'm worried about, I'm a little worried about the diamonds. I'm a little worried about the flying spider swing. And I'm a little worried about the time, but if I can get through the diamonds, I feel confident in my abilities to clear.
The next new star to run is Pedro Man. Formerly known as Patrol Fam 4, Pedro made his Spartan Sasuke debut in the 16th tournament. On his 4th appearance in Tournament 19, he'd impress all by getting deep into the course on his first clear. In the 20th tournament, Pedro would improve on his previous result by getting to the final stage. The last time we'd see Pedro reach the 3rd stage would be the first Halo Infinite tournament, as his results following Tournament 23 would worsen. This includes a Stage 1 fail in Tournament 25, and in the last tournament, he'd failed Stage 2 for the 3rd time in 5 tournaments. Pedro Man now returns for his 12th appearance on Spartan Sasuke. However, recently he has expressed that he may soon take a break from jumping. So this will be an important run for Pedro. While it's not a full-on retirement, he does want to have a high note here in Tournament 27 and the Guardian Cup before his said break. Pedro's got a big crowd with him, hoping that he can succeed. So let's see how he does on his 1000th appearance on Spartan Sasuke. Can't believe he's already on his 12th appearance, but here he is. Pedro Man onto the rolling hurdle. Getting that ball moving. We have seen a few veterans go out on this obstacle, but he gets a nice safe jump there as he approaches the sky hooks. Pedro Man going into the first hook. This first stage has been very tough on our new stars so far. It's only 4 new stars competing this tournament, Pedro being the 3rd of them. But Pedro Man does get through the skyhooks, and now for the twin diamonds where his fellow new star just failed. Pedro Man gets a safe jump. Well done, Pedro, as he advances to the warp wall of less than 50 seconds. Who does not get a very good jump here on the warp wall. Second attempt, no good. Pedro Man does get up in 3 though, and he's at least able to salvage some time by not failing it another time. Pedro Man onto the compass cross. He's never failed this obstacle before. Looking into the 4th compass. Pedro Man nicely for the compass cross, and now for the spider swing. Not a lot of time left, so he's gonna need to get a move on here. Pedro slips off the window! Pedro, man, goes out on the spider swing! A very unexpected fail. He pulls a Vulcan here on the spider swing. Took one too many safe jumps. He did not commit to the grapple. Sometimes you just gotta go for it. He tried going for the same technique he had in the last tournament, but this time it does not pay off. And Pedro, man, just needed to commit to the grapple, and he didn't! A very unfortunate fail.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh my.
I'm coming to save you!
Let me pull the shade.
Pedro, man, another new star going out on stage 1.
Last tournament, it was pretty decent. I liked getting to the cliffhanger, getting one of 2 people to get to stage 3. That's nice. Failing what I did on the cliffhanger wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to get at least somewhat deep into the obstacle, but I didn't. So now it's a redemption today, and the goal is to get to the vertical limit at least, and we'll see how it goes.
The last hope for the new stars this tournament is Joey Davis, the host of Trials of Achilles. Joey first competed on Spartan Sasuke in the 19th tournament. On his next appearance in Tournament 20, he stepped up his game and almost defeated the 3rd stage. He then get through the 3rd stage in the following tournament and came up short of total victory by less than a second. When Joey returned on Halo Infinite, he kept up his success, having reached the 3rd stage in 3 of the last 4 tournaments. In Tournament 25, he'd reached the last obstacle of Stage 3 before suffering heartbreak on the flying bar. In the last tournament, Joey would be undone by the 4th of 12 ledges on the demonic cliffhanger. Joey is always one of the favorites to go far in each course he competes on, but tonight, on his 8th appearance, the pressure is on. He's seen all his fellow new stars fail the 1st stage, and if he falls here too, it'll be new star Zenmitsu. Got a big crowd wishing him good luck. Elite Cyan, as well as a few others, all wishing him good luck. Joey must do everything he can to prevent a total defeat for the new stars in Spartan Sasuke 27. So a very important run for JD as he advances to the rolling hurdle. Joey shooting that ball ferociously here as he makes it through onto the skyhooks. Joey Davis, he's only failed the 1st stage once on Spartan Sasuke, that being his debut in Tournament 19. So it'd be such a shame if he did go out here today, but it's been such a tough course. And onto the Twin Diamonds, we saw Sunny go out here earlier. Gets a safe jump, a little close call there, but Joey makes it through onto the warped wall. Joey going quickly here on the 1st stage, makes it up the warped wall 1 as he advances to the compass cross. Joey is always one of the strongest competitors here on Halo Infinite, and he's on a quick pace through the compass cross and onto the spider swing where we just saw Pedro go out. Joey will commit to the grapple, unlike Petrillo. Can he get the 2nd window? Gets a safe jump. And Joey Davis with 25 seconds onto the disc climb, looking for another clear. Third disc, Joey, no! Oh my god! Joey is out on the last obstacle of the stage! Joey Davis out on stage 1 for the 1st time since his debut. That is a shocking fail! He pulls a shadow run from earlier and hits his head going into the 3rd disc. That is very unfortunate. Nobody expected this to happen. Oh, Joey, that is a heartbreaker on the disc climb.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Shock the tournament, maybe.
It's really not that shocking. I don't know. I don't really feel upset or anything. I ran, I failed. I'm used to that. I don't really know what to say. Better luck next time.
And with that, it is New Star Zenmitsu in Tournament 27.
I'm just happy to be here, competing again, supported by the lovely competitors Snobs, Gotenks, and Rich, going to be behind me, cheering me on today. Last tournament, obviously, came in first place. Obviously want to replicate that, but I got to keep my eyes one step at a time. Right now I got to focus on stage 1. It's a pretty darn tough stage 1. I've had a good amount of preparation for it, so I'm not really too worried, but take each obstacle one at a time, and hopefully have enough time at the end of the stage if we don't make any mistakes.
The next to last competitor to run stage 1 is Fireball. Fireball has competed in every tournament of Spartan Sasuke, and right off the get-go, he was a top competitor. Fireball is one of the first 5 competitors to be crowned an All-Star after Tournament 4. While he had some Stage 1 struggles when becoming an All-Star, in Tournament 8 he brushed the doubts away when he got to the final stage. After that, Fireball would continue to get deep into the course. In the previous 13 tournaments, Fireball has cleared the first stage 11 times, which includes an ongoing streak of 7 clears in a row. In Tournament 22, he got back to the final stage, but once again came up short of winning it all. He got first place again in the first Halo Infinite tournament. However, the cliffhanger has been the bane of his existence on this game, having failed it in 3 of the last 4 tournaments, including last tournament on the demonic cliffhanger when he failed the 11th of 12 ledges. With every new star being eliminated this tournament, it'll be up to our 2 remaining All-Stars to just match the amount of Stage 1 clears we had last tournament. Fireball, on his 27th appearance, will be looking to extend his Stage 1 streak to 8 clears in a row and get his 19th clear overall on the first stage. Fireball is feeling confident despite the immense pressure put upon him here in Tournament 27. Can he get through Stage 1 and join fellow All-Stars Hunter and Vulcan on Stage 2? Nice camera work there. Anyways, Fireball onto the rolling hurdle. An obstacle he has defeated before, shooting that pistol a ton of times. Just loading a clip onto the rolling hurdle as he goes into the skyhooks, going for a jump technique, going for a drop technique onto that runway as he goes quickly through the skyhooks onto the twin diamonds. Fireball, how will he handle the new obstacle? First diamond, second diamond, he comes up short! Fireball streak is over! Fireball down and out on the twin diamonds! Fireball out on stage 1 for the first time since Tournament 19. Fireball did not have enough momentum to get into that second diamond. It's the mistake that we've seen a lot of our competitors make. He got his momentum cut off by that first diamond and just didn't have enough in the tank to get into the second diamond.
He's on time.
He's undone.
Friggin' diamonds, man.
Definitely disappointed. Have a streak like that is a nice feat to have. I would have loved to keep it going. Maybe I didn't train enough coming into this. I didn't work out enough. I landed in that first time and kind of felt my ACL go a little bit. I don't know if it's age, but I just didn't have a good jump. Just came up a little bit short. I'm going to have to do some off-season rehab. Hopefully come back next tournament a little bit more healthy. I'm going to talk to my doctors, my sponsors. But no, just disappointed. Failing stage 1 is something that I never want to do. It happens. But I can only come back next tournament hoping to do better.
This obstacle is having a field day on our competitors. 99 Spartans have taken on the first stage of Spartan Sasuke 27. What started out as a tournament with hope and optimism quickly turned into despair. While the results aren't quite as bad as something like Tournament 6 or 15, This Stage 1 has proven to be one of the most difficult in the entire history of Spartan Sasuke. Several of our top competitors were no match for these obstacles. This includes every single new star, as well as the all-star Fireball who lost his clear streak. Now we have come to the final run on the first stage, and he knows all too well about failing Stage 1 this era.
You know, I feel pretty good going into this tournament. I've prepared pretty well. I should be able to overcome my failure from last tournament. You know, last tournament was a tough one. Obviously, coming off of a run like that, I wanted to follow it up with another solid performance, and I didn't. And there were some factors that I felt like were slightly out of my control, but I didn't want to blame it on that. The only problem is I don't have anything to blame it on today, so it's just a matter of me focusing, me getting the obstacles done, and hopefully clearing this Stage 1, and then we'll see what happens afterwards.
The final competitor to take on the first stage is the 3-time Spartan Sasuke champion and host of Halo Ninja Warrior, Smoky Massacre. Like Fireball, Smoky has competed in every single Spartan Sasuke tournament. Throughout the years, Smoky has become the undisputed king of this course. In the 8th tournament, Smoky achieved his first total victory. In the next few tournaments following, Smoky continued to assert his dominance with a streak of 4 first-place finishes in a row. Despite failing Stage 1 in Tournament 12, he got back up on his feet in Tournament 13 and earned his second total victory. After 2 more unfortunate Stage 1 fails, Smoky would go on to set the record for the longest Stage 1 clear streak on Spartan Sasuke with 10 clears in a row. 8 of these times saw him reach the 3rd stage, and in Tournament 25, Smoky would do the unthinkable and achieve a mind-blowing 3rd total victory. However, in the last tournament's renewal, his streak of success would come to a heart-crushing close. Smoky is through the compass cross and onto the spider swing. Smoky comes up short of the first window! Tonight, Smoky aims to achieve what he couldn't do in the last tournament by getting his 20th clear on the first stage. No competitor has reached 20 clears on this course, and it's a feat Smoky has only seen happen once on his own course from Hunter. Now, Smoky looks to do the same here, but he's got a tough road ahead with a first stage that wiped out his fellow All-Star Fireball and all 4 new stars that competed today. Smoky has made history time and time again on Spartan Sasuke. Can he do it again? Smoky Massacre off for his 27th run here on Spartan Sasuke. Unfortunately, we will not have as many clears on Stage 1 this tournament as we did last tournament, but hopefully Smoky can make it 6 this tournament. Smoky Massacre onto the rolling hurdle, an obstacle he's beaten so many times before. A little bit of lag here, but Smoky makes it through the rolling hurdle and onto the sky hooks. Smoky Massacre, this is a tough obstacle. We saw his best friend Snoz go out here, but gets into the 2nd hook, 3rd hook, 4th hook, and Smoky, can he get through the twin diamonds? Unlike Fireball, this is such a tough obstacle, and he gets into the 2nd diamond nicely. Smoky onto the warp wall, taking his time lining up, going for a sideways approach, and he makes it up in 1. Onto the compass cross. Can he go 3 for 3 on this obstacle? Looking into the 3rd compass, 4th compass, and he's through.
Looking good.
Hello, old friend.
Let's get it.
Can Smoky get his revenge on the spider swing? He gets a jump off the first window this time. Can he get onto the 2nd window? Gets the safe jump. Down to 25 seconds for the disc line. We just saw Joey go out here. Please do not fail this last obstacle, Smoky. Last disc. Smoky is through and is gonna set the fastest time on Stage 1 this tournament. With 16.1 seconds remaining, Smoky Massacre becomes the first competitor in Spartan Sasuke history to clear Stage 1 20 tournaments out of 27. Well done, Smokey. He even beats the disc climb a second time, just for show. Smokey Massacre, a perfect run on the first stage in Tournament 27. A stage 1 that has dealt so much damage, it was no match for our 3-time champion.
Salmon ladder before the salmon
Yeah,
ladder.
that's-
As he destroys it.
Easy, dude.
Well, that's
That
the
stage
only
is
run I
not
watched.
that easy, Smokey.
My heart was
That's the only
pumping on
run
that
I
last
watched.
obstacle,
That
man.
was a
Holy
pretty run.
Well done, Smokey. We will see you on the second stage. And with Smokey's success, we have come to the end of Stage 1. 100 Spartans attempted the course. While many competitors failed, 6 Spartans were able to advance to the second stage. Caden Wyatt will be the only competitor taking on Stage 2 for the first time. He is joined by the veteran Free MMO Direct, the Ninja Warrior of Halo host Hunter Unit 751, and his fellow British All-Star Vulcan. Gaming Brando is the only competitor to clear Stage 1 in back-to-back tournaments. And finally, the 3-time champion Smokey Massacre will be taking on the second stage for his landmark 20th time. For this brave band of 6, their journey in Spartan Sasuke 27 has just begun. How many competitors will survive the freezing perils of the second stage?
I'm feeling a bit nervous going into this tournament. I will not lie, but at least we got here. The most obstacle I'm really worried about is the Omega Ring and the backstrom. They're the only obstacles I can potentially fear about.
Honestly, I know the stage has been revamped due to Smokey's total victory in 25, but honestly, I feel pretty confident compared to the last Stage 2 variation that you had in the scores. The underpass here behind me, I think that's what it's called. It honestly can make or break it a run on Stage 2 if I don't grapple right, so I'm hoping to get by this, hopefully make it to Stage 3, and continue on.
I feel pretty surprised, actually. I knew I was capable, but I think there was a lot of obstacles on that Stage 1 that had me really nervous. This definitely feels like one of the few Stage 2s in my entire career where I feel pretty darn fortunate to be here. But yeah, I mean, I guess past record, I've had quite a few Stage 2s in the last 10 or 11 tournaments, but I haven't been able to clear many, and I'm not sure I'll be able to clear this one. I just want to try and get as far as possible, not embarrass myself, and sort of take advantage of the good fortune I've had in this tournament.
Well, considering for the lack of practice I had, I'm surprised I even got through the first stage, considering how much of a bloodbath it seemed to be. Three main obstacles, the grapple, Galactic, Omega. If I can get past those, there's a 50-50 chance I could get to Stage 3 for.
I'd say my chance at clearing this tournament is probably, for Stage 2, I mean, it's probably 50-50. I'm only really concerned about the backstream underpass and time limit, since, last time when I failed, I think I only had a few seconds left, but otherwise I might clear, which, would be cool, but yeah.
Well, obviously I didn't get to this stage in the last tournament, so I'm very glad that I was able to fight through Stage 1, and yeah, now there's some tough obstacles on this stage. I am definitely a little nervous about it. I would love to get back to Stage 3, but the only way for me to do that is to lock in right now, so that's what I'm going to try to do, and hopefully I'll hit that buzzer.
94 Spartans have fallen on the first stage, but now 6 remain to take on the 7 obstacles of Stage 2. This is the fewest amount of competitors we've had on Halo Infinite make it to this point. But the first of 6 to go here on Stage 2 today is Caden. This is Caden's first time taking on the second stage. He'll have 85 seconds to defeat 7 obstacles, beginning with the Shuriken Strike. Caden is going quickly here on this first obstacle, and he's through onto the waterfall ladder. 6 runs. You have to go into the waterfall and use it to propel yourself back up to the next run above you. And he's through and onto a new obstacle, the underpass. You have to go under the wall and grapple the ring across, and Caden misses! Caden is unable to get a grapple on the underpass. You gotta be very precise with both your timing and accuracy here on this obstacle. And he just didn't have enough to hang on the underpass. As one competitor already out. 5 left. Next up, Free MMO Direct taking on Stage 2 for his second time. Free has never beaten Stage 2 on Spartan Sasuke, which is quite shocking considering how skillful he's been on some of the other courses, but hopefully he can turn the tides in his favor today. He's going to take a much more cautious approach on this obstacle, unlike Caden. But Free onto the waterfall ladder. Going much quicker on this obstacle. Smooth as can be. Can he be the first to solve the underpass? Taking a bit of time here, lining himself up. Drops down, gets the grapple, and just needs to land on the disc, and he's through the new obstacle. And onto the galactic hoops, going quickly into the second hoop. Eyeing down that third hoop. Free MMO onto the Omega Ring, an obstacle he has defeated in the past. Can he get through it again? Yes, he can. And onto the backstream, dives down for the 4 pole jumps. These get further and further apart the further you progress. Gets onto the 4th pole and makes it up onto the last obstacle, the wall switch. Just one obstacle separates Free MMO and the 3rd stage. Last wall, can he get through it? Yes, he can! Free MMO with 12.9 seconds remaining will be moving on to Stage 3 for the first time on Spartan Sasuke. It was only a matter of time for Free, and he finally delivered on his 5th appearance here in Tournament 27. Destroying Stage 2, getting through the new obstacle, the underpass. Well done to Free MMO Direct. A perfect run on Stage 2.
Let's go Free!
Yes!
Welcome to Stage 3.
Yes! My first appearance! Let's go!
Welcome to Stage 3 indeed, Free. We'll be seeing you later on. Hoping to join him is the competitor who suffered the most Stage 2 failures on this course, Hunter Unit 751. He is 4 for 14 on this stage. Hopefully he can make it his 5th clear on his 15th attempt at the stage. Going quickly for the first 3, taking a safe jump on the 4th shuriken. Hunter onto the waterfall ladder. A lot of these obstacles are unfamiliar to Hunter as he was unable to reach this stage last tournament, but he does make it up onto the underpass. We saw a British competitor go out here earlier, but he gets the nice grapple onto the galactic hoops now. Hunter making good pace so far, less than 50 seconds as he eyes down the 3rd hoop of the galactic hoops. Hunter through that onto the Omega Ring, taking his time, lining himself up here. Takes the safe jump, and he's got 33 seconds going into the backstream. 2 obstacles left. Can he overcome his misfortunes on this stage? We have seen Hunter fail Stage 2 so many times in the past. Please don't fail it again, Hunter, but starting to run a little low on time. He's got 15 seconds for the last obstacle. Taking a safe jump, going into the 1st wall. Less than 10 seconds for the 2nd wall. 3rd wall, less than 5 seconds. The clock is ticking. He takes a safe jump. Hunter, come on! Yes, Hunter, with 4/10 of a second remaining, scrapes by Stage 2, and he'll be moving on to the 3rd stage for his 5th time on Spartan Sasuke. Very close call with the time limit. He did run out of time in Tournament 5, giving me some flashbacks from 2016. But unlike Tournament 5, he does make it within the time. And Hunter Unit scrapes by stage 2 with just 4/10 of a second remaining, and Hunter is about to receive the good news.
Oh my goodness. This guy is so old and dusty, and he is on stage 3 in this tournament.
On a second semi-new renewal course. What?
He's a cheater.
Oh.
Hunter unit, we always like to see him succeed, and succeed he did. He'll be moving on to stage 3. And we're halfway through the stage, and things are already starting to look up for our competitors, despite a horrific stage 1. Up next, Vulcan the All-Star. Let's see if he can make it through. Last time he beat this stage was in tournament 24. And the last time he made it here in tournament 25, he failed the Omega Ring, which is still here in tournament 27. Let's see if Vulcan can get revenge on this stage 2. Going quickly up here on the waterfall ladder. Vulcan now for the underpass. Brits are 50-50 on this obstacle so far, and Vulcan gets a nice grapple. Makes it 2 for 3 for the Brits on this obstacle. A fun fact, no British competitor even made it to this stage last tournament, and we had 3 taking on this tournament. But now for the Omega Ring, where he failed last time, a couple tournaments ago, Vulcan makes it through the Omega Ring this time, and on to the back stream. Yes, onto that first pole. Second pole, Vulcan has failed this obstacle back in tournament 10. Can he get through it again today? Vulcan just needs to dismount, but falls on the track after the back stream. Oh dear, Vulcan. That's not how he wanted to go out on the back stream. We'll see what happened here. Vulcan, he didn't realize there was a gap in between the end of the back stream and the platform at the end, and he falls through it.
Alright, go to the blue pole, yeah. Oh god, that's a gap. Oh no. I didn't realize there was a gap. Oh, I tried to say go to the blue pole. Oh my god. I didn't realize there was a gap.
Vulcan, he did not mind the gap. We're down to just 2 competitors left here on the second stage. Up next, Gaming Brando, the only one of these 6 competitors taking on stage 2 in back-to-back tournaments. So Brando has the longest stage 1 clear streak ongoing so far. Gaming Brando through the Shuriken Strike and onto the waterfall ladder. Slips up going into this 3rd ledge, but he does recover. Oh, another slip going into the 5th ledge. 6th ledge, another slip. The waterfall ladder eating a bit of time for Gaming Brando, so he's gonna have to keep it up here on these remaining obstacles if he wishes to clear. Down to 45 seconds as he goes into the Galactic Hoops. He's gonna wanna go quickly here, taking a safe jump, taking a cautious approach. Every extra second he spends is going to cost him, as we saw with Hunter earlier. Quickly through the Omega Ring, that is going to save him some time for the backstream, where we just saw Vulcan go out. Into the 2nd run. 3rd pole, less than 20 seconds now. 4th pole, just a safe jump. Brando does not fall through the gap, as he's got just 10 seconds left. This is the obstacle where he failed last tournament. 3rd wall, can he get through it? No, he overshoots it! Gaming Brando, no! He was just 1 wall away from clearing stage 2. It's even more tragic than his fail in tournament 26. He overshoots the 3rd corner wrap on the wall switch.
Don't replicate last time. Send it.
What?
No!
Are you kidding me, bro? The last jump of stage 2.
The crowd watching on in despair as they see Gaming Brando fail. And now we have come to the final run on Stage 2 of Tournament 27. It is Smokey Massacre, the 3-time champion, getting good lucks from Snaz, Weapon Matt, and his fellow All-Star Hunter Unit 751 who cleared the stage earlier on. Can Smokey join his fellow All-Star and free on the 3rd stage? Smokey Massacre, if he clears, it'll be his 18th time clearing the 2nd stage of this tournament, but he's struggling a little bit here on the waterfall ladder. But he is able to recover, getting up it a little faster than Brando, so that is going to help him on time. As he goes into the underpass, drops down and gets the grapple. Smokey Massacre onto the Galactic Hoops. I almost called it the underpass again. Jeez Louise. Tournament 8 flashbacks there with my commentary. Anyways, Smokey Massacre through the Galactic Hoops. He has failed the hanging hoops in the past, so that is a good sign for him. It's a safe jump on the Omega Ring. He was a little worried about that obstacle, but he dives down into the backstream, quickly into the 2nd one, eyeing down the 3rd pole, 4th pole, and he's on to the wall switch. We just saw Brando go out here. Please do not make the same mistake as him. Less than 10 seconds. Smokey Massacre gets the 3rd corner wrap, and Smokey Massacre, with 3.9 seconds remaining, will be moving on to Stage 3 for his 18th time on Spartan Sasuke. Well done, Smokey Massacre. He had a few slip-ups here on the waterfall ladder, which cost him some time, but it was just enough to make it through the stage. And Smokey Massacre, we will see him move on to Stage 3 for his 18th time on Spartan Sasuke.
You're good. Oh, Smokey! Watch. I knew you weren't going to be that guy that fell to the backstream.
And this clear leads to a more successful 2nd stage to this tournament. And with that, the 2nd stage of Tournament 27 has ended. Despite only 6 competitors reaching Stage 2, things are starting to look up as we now have more competitors advancing to Stage 3 than last tournament. 3 competitors will be moving on. Free MMO Direct will be taking on the 3rd stage for his first time ever on Spartan Sasuke. He is joined by Hunter Unit 751 taking on Stage 3 for the first time on Halo Infinite. And finally, Smokey Massacre, who has been to the 3rd stage more times than any other competitor. Now our 3 remaining survivors will face their toughest challenge yet, as they prepare to face the gauntlets of hell that is the 3rd stage.
Honestly, both excited and nervous. I see myself passing the cliffhanger with some issue, but I think I can do it. Vertical limit, one of the hardest obstacles I've ever attempted. I've never could even get by in practice. But I am pretty certain if I can do it here, I think I can make it to the final stage.
Surprised? I think that's probably the first word I got to throw in here. Yeah, honestly, I have absolutely no idea how I got here. I'm not sure why. For every stage 2 run over the last since 18 maybe, every stage 2 that went wrong and where I either made a mistake or should have got the job done and choked, it just seemed to be the opposite. Everything came good for me on the run this tournament, and I don't know how I did it. I'm really proud, and if I had no expectations for stage 2, I've got 0 expectations for this stage 3 apart from not crashing out on the very first jump. So This is just great. This is just a free hit for me. I didn't expect it, and I'm just really, really happy to be here.
I really missed the Tournament 25 Stage 3. I felt much more comfortable on that one than I do on this one. This stage is very difficult. All that I can hope for is to get to the cliffhanger and then see what happens. That's my goal right now, is just make sure I get to the cliffhanger, make sure I don't make any silly mistakes on the first 3 obstacles. If I get to the cliffhanger, it would be a miracle for me to defeat it, but as long as I give it a good shot, I'll be happy.
3 Spartans are left to take on 8 of the toughest obstacles ever conceived. How many of them, if any of them, will be able to overcome this stage and reach the final stage for the first time this era? First to go will be Free MMO Direct, taking on Stage 3 for his first time today. Free has done so well on Stage 3s on some of the other courses. We could be in for something special here in Tournament 27. The first of 8 obstacles he'll face on the stage is the Cap Alley. There are 7 caps. These are very small caps he has to navigate through. And he's going pretty quickly here through this first obstacle. One more left for Free MMO. Gets to that 7th one and gets the dismount. 1 obstacle down, 7 to go. Up next, the pole twist. 6 poles he has to wrap around. Gets onto that 2nd one. 3rd one, ooh, a little close call there, but he gets the safe jump. 9 down the 4th one. This is a very tough obstacle right here. A lot of people worried about this obstacle going into this tournament, despite not taking anyone out last tournament. But he makes it through, and onto the Eyes of Sauron. 4 eyes he has to wedge himself into. He's taking his time here before taking on the 3rd obstacle of this stage. And he can feel the heat as he gets closer to the end of this obstacle and onto the demonic cliffhanger. No competitor could complete this obstacle last tournament. Can Free be the first to complete this version of the cliffhanger? 12 ledges conceived by the devil himself. Free goes very quickly going into that 4th ledge. That was a very quick transfer, but he makes it through onto the 5th and the 6th ledge. He gets that 93 jump, taking a little bit of safe jumps there. Takes the sprint going into the 7th one. Now for the first corner wrap into this 8th ledge. Free gets it. Now for another moving ledge. This one moves in and out of the wall. Gets through that and gets onto the 10th ledge. Now for the jump. Nobody could complete last tournament. He gets it. And now just 1 ledge left remaining for Free. He goes right for it. He's on the 12th ledge. Free. Oh my goodness. Can he defeat the demonic cliffhanger? He is so close. This is a big jump right here. Music stops. Free goes for it. Free MMO has defeated the demonic cliffhanger. What a performance by Free on that obstacle.
My prediction!
The first to defeat the cliffhanger.
That's a celebration. I don't care. Yes!
Wow, what a moment for Free getting through the demonic cliffhanger. But he's only halfway through the 3rd stage. Up next, arguably an even tougher obstacle, the vertical limit burst. 10 ledges. This obstacle has been reforged since last tournament. These ledges only 0.4 thickness. Has to go up to this 3rd ledge. Gets the transfer up. Now has to drop down to the 4th ledge. Gets the 4th ledge. Now has to go out to the 5th ledge. Free is unable to get onto the 5th ledge of the vertical limit burst. Free MMO. What a run from him. Making it further on this iteration of Stage 3 than any other competitor. He is the first to defeat the demonic cliffhanger, but his downfall is here on the vertical limit burst. When he goes into the 5th ledge, he slightly misaims and just couldn't quite get far enough to get onto the 5th ledge. But what a run from Free MMO Direct.
Oh no! That was good. That was a great attempt.
Dude, I thought you were gonna get that. Oh no.
I started figuring it out and I hit the wrong button, dude.
Absolute masterclass.
First of all, I'll talk about how I feel. I feel very happy that I got as far as I did. Like, no amount of training that I've done would have probably helped me for this tournament anyway. But I started getting a groove down through the vertical limit here, and got all the way to the first intersection. I was ready for it. I'm like, okay, I don't usually get these jumps, so let's see if I can do it. And I barely missed it because I uncrouched at the wrong time.
Free, it was a brilliant run, but not good enough to get through the 5th of 8 obstacles. What a job by him to get through this brutal demonic cliffhanger. Well, we have 2 competitors left. Up next, the All-Star Hunter Unit 751 taking on this stage for his 5th time. Hunter Unit made it as far as the final obstacle of the stage, all the way back in Tournament 4. There is a somewhat similar obstacle to the final track here in the form of the stunt swing, but can he make it that far? This is such a brutal stage. He's got 8 obstacles before the final stage. First up, the Cap Alley. This was an obstacle that was unattempted in Tournament 15, but was brought back in Tournament 26. Hunter doing well here on the Cap Alley. One more cap for Hunter. Hunter comes up short of the 7th cap! Oh dear, Hunter is the first competitor on Spartan Sasuke to fail the first obstacle of Stage 3. He switched his technique up going into the 7th one, and it cost him. He comes up short of the 7th and final cap of the Cap Alley. A tough break for Hunter on this obstacle.
Oh no. Yeah, honestly, there'd be plenty of competitors that would be standing here right now, more disappointed. There's always a little disappointment because maybe I could have gotten a little further, but it's like I said, for how many Stage 2 fails I've had, if I could turn, like, how many of those would I turn into a failure on the first obstacle, Stage 3, if I could? Probably almost all of them. So I really can't be disappointed with the amount of Stage 2 fails I've had on this course, and the fact that this is just 2 tournaments into a renewal, and like next to nobody's got to this stage across those 2 tournaments. I mean, how can I be disappointed in a tournament like this, in a performance like this? Yeah, it all just came good, and it just came down to focus, getting things right in the right moments, and just that little bit of luck that's maybe been missing in the past. So we'll take it into the next tournament, see if we can keep it going, and ride on a high from how things have gone in this tournament.
Hunter's first Stage 3 run on Halo Infinite comes to a very early exit on the Cap Alley. And with that, we have come to the last man standing of Tournament 27. One last hope to see the final stage this tournament. And it's the man who has made it there 3 times and defeated the final stage 3 times, Smokey Massacre. 99 have fallen. He carries the weight of all those Spartans on his shoulders here on the 3rd stage. Hunter, Weapon Matt, and Snaz all wishing him good luck before a big run here. His 18th attempt at the 3rd stage. And it begins with Cap Alley, where we just saw Hunter Unit go out. It would be very heartbreaking if Smokey went out here on this first obstacle just like Hunter. But Smokey is gonna do the best he can to get deep into this course and hopefully see himself back on the final stage. Smokey is going to avoid tragedy on that first obstacle. Smokey now onto the pole twist. Smokey is into the 3rd pole, Gets the safe jump. Looking into the fourth pole. Going pretty quickly here on the second obstacle. One more pole for Smoky Massacre here on the pole twist. Gets the safe jump. And is across onto the Eyes of Sauron. Smoky Massacre is a pretty big Lord of the Rings fan. So you should be right at home here on the Eyes of Sauron. And he's through onto the demonic cliffhanger. He has failed the lunatic cliffhanger on Halo 5 in the past. And this is a very tough obstacle as we saw in the last tournament. But could he join free and get through this hellish obstacle? It's a safe jump on that third ledge. Eyeing down the first moving ledge here on ledge number 4. Taking a bit more time than free. A much more cautious approach. Out of our 3-time champion, he gets to transfer across to the 4th ledge. Going into the 5th ledge. Can he get the 90-degree jump to the 6th ledge? Yes, he can. Now needs a big jump over to the 7th ledge, not giving himself a lot of room, but he makes it across. Now the corner wrap for the 8th ledge. This is a tough jump right here. Smoky Massacre gets that jump nicely. Now for the moving ledge of the 9th ledge. Moves in and out of the wall. Gets the timing nicely and goes into the 10th ledge. Now for the second corner wrap. Smoky gets this one as well. Can he get the jump onto the 12th and final ledge? It is moving back. Can Smoky get it? He's gonna wait another cycle. He knows just how tough this obstacle is. And this is a jump on the obstacle he was the most worried about. Can Smoky get it? Yes, he can! He's on the 12th ledge! Can he get this tough dismount? He needs a big jump here to defeat the demonic cliffhanger. Music stops. Smoky goes for it! Yes! Smoky joins free on the clear sheet on the demonic cliffhanger. Well done, Smoky!
Can I ask you a question, Smokey?
So,
Have you ever attempted this obstacle before?
yes, one time.
Okay,
About 10
Okay.
minutes ago, and it didn't go
I thought you'd never been here.
And he's on to the vertical limit burst where we saw Free go out earlier. 10 ledges he has to make it through. These are such thin ledges he has to get through. Only 0.4 thickness. The thinnest possible ledges on this game. Can Smoky get through this obstacle? Goes into the first ledge and Smoky cannot get into the first ledge. And Tournament 27 comes to an end on the vertical limit burst. Smoky Massacre will not be moving on to the final stage, and this is the 8th time throughout Spartan Sasuke's history where we've seen Smoky fail stage 3 as the last man standing. And it looked like he had a little too much momentum going into that first wall, hits the wall, and he just can't get onto the first ledge. Heartbreak for Smoky on the vertical limit burst.
So,
Yeah, it looks pretty close from where I'm standing.
I gotta
If
get a
you
little
like
baby
fell
jump.
all the way forward.
I still got too
No.
big of a jump! I knew it! I still got too big of a jump, dude! That thing is so close! It's so
Oh god.
close.
If it wasn't burning before, it is now.
God. That run was a lot of fun. I feel great that I was able to get past the cliffhanger. Something I struggled with a lot in practice. I only ever practiced that vertical limit once, and I thought that first jump was a lot further away than it was, so I overshot it. And then on my actual run, somehow I still got way too much send on my jump. It was way closer than I even thought after knowing it was closer than I thought. So, I don't know, that was just a whole terrible situation there on the vertical limit. Hopefully I can get back there in the future and get a better shot at it, because I would love to actually try that obstacle for real instead of just overshooting the first ledge. But man, getting past the cliffhanger, that's the highlight of my tournament. That's all I could really hope for. So I am a very happy competitor today. Very tough stages all the way around. So to the few of us who did manage to get past stage 1 and even stage 2, I mean, it was a tough effort, but hopefully we can all come back a little bit stronger next tournament, see some more success, see more variety of jumpers getting past the early stages, and maybe we can get a little further into stage 3 next time.
And that will conclude the 27th Spartan Sasuke tournament. 100 Spartans tried their best to overcome this brutal 4-stage course, but in the end, all 100 failed before the final stage. The first stage proved to be very tough this tournament, as 94 of our 100 Spartans went out here, including all 4 new stars that competed in this tournament and the All-Star Fireball. However, we did see a few competitors avenge their failures from Tournament 26, and this led to more success on stages 2 and 3. But ultimately, our remaining Spartans were no match for the redesigned Vertical Limit Burst, with Free MMO Direct on just his 5th appearance getting first place this tournament. Had anyone defeated the Vertical Limit Burst, they would have had to face 3 more obstacles on the 3rd stage. These obstacles include Mount Mondus, where competitors must drive up the rocky mountain, the Time Bomb, where Spartans have only 10 seconds per section to navigate the blocks, and lastly, the Stun Swing, which requires competitors to jump off the Mondus and grapple their way to victory. These 3 obstacles and those on the final stage will have to wait another tournament to be attempted. But that is going to do it for now. I'm RPG445, and I'll see you soon for the Guardian Cup and afterwards Tournament 28. Farewell, everyone.